Listen to the silence for just a second. For a lot of us, that brief pause actually feels incredibly uncomfortable. It's like every few seconds there's this overwhelming urge to just check your phone. The truth is, your brain is quite simply addicted to stimulation. It really can't tolerate silence anymore. We scroll endlessly, we switch frantically between apps, we're consuming nonstop stimulation every single day, literally from the moment we wake up to the second we finally fall asleep. And without even realizing it, our brains have become deeply dependent on this constant influx of noise. So today, we're going to break down the architecture of this overstimulation and understand exactly what is happening inside your head.
So, why can't you tolerate silence? It's a pretty profound question when you stop and think about it. Most people don't realize this, but that modern habit of endless scrolling, it's not just a harmless way to pass the time, it is a hidden addiction. We consume this daily barrage of nonstop stimulation, essentially as a shield against quiet moments. Why? Because silence forces us to be alone with our thoughts, and our minds have been trained to seek out the next distraction instead of just sitting with ourselves. Your brain is being affected every single day by this subtle, yet incredibly powerful, addiction to noise. The reality we have to face is this: modern life is destroying human attention spans. And that's not just some dramatic statement. It is an observable shift in human behavior. I mean, the average person now spends nearly 7 hours a day staring at a screen. 7 hours! Social media platforms, infinite feeds of short videos, instant entertainment, and that relentless pinging of notifications, they are rewiring your brain faster than ever before. This rapid rewiring makes it so incredibly difficult to focus on a single task, to stay alone with your own thoughts, or even to just enjoy the simple, quiet things in life. Modern habits are silently changing you from the inside out.
Section 1. The addiction to stimulation.
To really understand this addiction, we have to look at a fundamental evolutionary mismatch. On one side, we've got the ancient brain. Our brains evolved over millennia in a slow, quiet, and highly predictable world. It was designed to conserve energy and only react to occasional significant stimuli. But on the other side, we have the modern world. Today, your ancient brain is violently flooded with notifications, social media, endless scrolling, and instant chemical rewards. Every single swipe gives your brain this tiny little reward. And over time, because of this evolutionary mismatch, your brain starts craving that constant, high-speed stimulation. The tragic result? Normal, everyday life begins to feel unbearably boring.
Section 2. Shrinking attention spans. When we look at short-form content, the underlying architecture is pretty clear. Fast cuts, quick rewards, endless novelty. When you consume this type of content, you are actively training your brain to expect constant excitement and rapid context switching. As a result, your overall ability to focus becomes significantly weaker. Suddenly, reading a book feels harder. Studying or doing deep work, it feels entirely exhausting. Even maintaining eye contact and holding a nuanced conversation becomes difficult to stay engaged in. Your brain is literally losing its patience for slow, deliberate activities.
Section 3. The dopamine overload.
To truly grasp why this is happening, we have to look at the biology, specifically dopamine. This is the chemical linked to motivation and reward in the brain. It's the neurochemical driver that actually propels us to act, to seek food, to learn, and to achieve. It isn't just about pleasure, though. It's about the anticipation of a reward. When you understand dopamine, you begin to understand exactly what biological process is being hijacked by modern technology.
Just consider your everyday dopamine triggers: refreshing your feed, getting a notification, watching just one more short video. Most people don't realize this, but every single time you do one of these actions, your brain gets another dopamine hit. Software developers literally study the mechanics of casino slot machines to mimic the exact intermittent timing required to keep you hooked. You're pressing a button and receiving a chemical reward over and over again, delivering constant hits that fundamentally overload your brain's entire reward system. And when that reward system gets overloaded, we encounter a pretty chilling truth. Normal activities no longer feel satisfying because your brain has become so accustomed to hyperstimulation and instant, effortless rewards. The slow burn of real life simply cannot compete. This dopamine overload leads directly to deep mental exhaustion. It leads to a chronic lack of motivation and a lingering sense of emotional numbness, all because the brain is constantly searching for faster, easier rewards that real life just doesn't offer.
Section 4. The exhausted mind.
When the brain is never allowed a moment of rest, the hidden effects are severe. We're talking anxiety, overthinking, stress, poor sleep, and deep emotional exhaustion. Most people are just constantly consuming information. Think about it.
Music while working, videos while eating, podcasts while walking, social media while resting. There is almost no true silence anymore. Even during what we consider rest, the brain is forced to stay active, processing all this input. The mind becomes so constantly on edge that many of us now experience things like phantom vibration syndrome, where you actually feel a phone buzz in your pocket, but it never even happened. When the brain never truly unplugs, a pervasive mental fatigue takes over.
I want you to genuinely reflect for a moment. Are you really lazy, or are you just overstimulated? So many people today harshly judge themselves. They think they lack discipline, they think they're lazy, and they wonder why they can't simply sit down and do the work. But in reality, their modern habits and unchecked addictions to distraction have simply left their neural pathways completely overloaded. You might not be lazy at all. Your brain might just be profoundly overstimulated and exhausted from fighting a daily war for your attention.
Section 5. How to recover focus.
But there is hope. The human brain is remarkably resilient. Here is your blueprint for recovery. Step 1. Reduce unnecessary stimulation. Take deliberate breaks from social media. Step 2. Spend time in silence. Let your mind wander without reaching for a digital pacifier. Step 3. Go outside without your phone. Reconnect with the physical world, totally untethered. And step 4. Focus on one task at a time. Abandon the myth of multitasking. By methodically following these steps, you initiate a digital detox. Taking these breaks from screens is exactly how you begin to heal an exhausted mind.
I do have to warn you though, discomfort is the first step to mental clarity. When you first step away from the constant noise, your brain is going to scream for it. You're going to feel anxious, bored, and incredibly uncomfortable. That discomfort, that's the feeling of withdrawal. But if you can push through that initial silence, slowly your focus will return. Your capacity for deep thinking will recover, and your ability to truly enjoy real, unfiltered life will finally come back to you.
We'll end this explainer with a thought for you to carry with you. The more stimulation you consume, the harder peace becomes. Your brain was never designed for this nonstop barrage. Modern technology is actively competing for your attention every single second of the day. If you don't take conscious steps to protect your mind, you slowly lose your ability to focus, to think deeply, and to be truly present. Protecting your attention is no longer just about productivity. It is literally the only way to become a healthier, better human in the modern world. You have the power to take back your silence. The only question is, will you?